Hi guys. How's everybody doing? Hey, today we're going to do a lab, and this lab is a bit of a simulation, kind of like what you do in Mr. Olson's class. And today, the question in this lab has something to do with birds, and it's about bird bills or bird beaks, and the question is like, which beak is best at getting food and will help a bird survive? And you probably know there's lots of different bird beaks out there. Well, birds are vertebrates, and all birds reproduce sexually, and organisms that reproduce sexually, we know that their offspring have a variety of genetic traits, and they're all unique genetically, and these birds are too. Now, in this lab today, you are going to be a bird. Now, we're actually going to have 4 different birds, so you might be 4 different birds, but if you can get your brothers and sisters to help, or someone else in the family want to be a bird too, they can. So you can do this by yourself, or you can do it with a partner, or 2 partners, or 3 partners. It's kind of fun. So there is some equipment that you will need, and first off, we're going to have some birds that have a beak that looks like this. Can you see that? That's a toothpick. So some birds are going to have a beak like this, so you're going to need at least 1 toothpick. Some birds are going to have a beak that looks like, a fork. How about that? So you're going to need a fork, and any kind of fork will do. Plastic's fine. And you're going to also need a knife. Butter knife's fine. Nothing too sharp and pointy, okay? And again, plastic is fine. And you're going to need a spoon. You're going to have some spoon bills or spoon beaks. And again, plastic is fine. You're also going to need a stomach for the bird, and any kind of cup will do, like my John Deere mug. Cool, isn't that cool? Yeah. Okay, and you're going to need some food. Now, you're going to need 2 types of food. Now, for me, the food that I'm going to use in this example is I'm going to use yummy, delicious raisins, just like the raisins I put in my oatmeal every morning. I've got some raisins on here. And then I also need a hard food. And the hard food that I'm going to use is, you might not be able to see this very well, elbow macaroni. Okay, and notice that the macaroni hasn't been cooked. It's hard. Now, you can use different things if you don't have those around. Actually, you know what's kind of cool is you could use uncooked macaroni and for the hard food, and then you could do cooked macaroni for the soft food if you wanted to do that. You could use everybody's favorite, popcorn. You could use unpopped popcorn kernels for the hard food and popped popcorn kernels for the soft food. Some other easy soft foods that you might have around the house is, apple works really well. You can cut it into little pieces, little bite-sized pieces, and that works out. Or pieces of bread. You can rip bread up into little pieces. Those would be good for the soft foods as well. And anything that's kind of hard, if you have any of those hard bean seeds, that are actually really hard to come by now, you could use those for hard food, anything that's kind of hard. But you need a soft food and a hard food. And you also need some kind of timing device, because you're going to need to work in 10-second intervals. So I have my little timer on my fancy watch here set for 10 seconds. So what you're going to do is you're going to see how these different birds, toothpick bird or fork bird or spoon bird or knife bird, how good they are at gathering food. So for instance, let's say I'm doing this by myself, and I'm going to start with, toothpick bird is first, so I'm going to grab this toothpick, and I'm going to start with the soft food, and I'm going to see how much food I can get, can you see here, in 10 seconds. So I'm going to now you can only take 1 food at a time, and 1 hand goes on your stomach, 1 hand goes on your bill, and you see what you can get. So I'm going to start the timer, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to get some food, and I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to put it in my stomach, and I'm going to pick it up and put it in my stomach, and oh, yum. Oh, this is fun. Yay. Oh, there's the timer. Okay, so I stop at the timer, I figure out how to stop the timer somehow, and I count up how many I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I record that on my data table. Now, you can either print out the data table from the lab, or you can write it right on in the computer, or you can just draw your own data table. Just keep track of those numbers, right? Good observations, accurately collected and accurately recording. So I'm going to do that. Now it says 3 trials, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to put all my food stuffs back from my stomach, puke it back up again, do it again 3 times. Now, let's say your little sister will help you. Wouldn't that be fun, Natalie? Get your sister to help too. That would be good. So now maybe sis is going to be the fork bird. So at the same time, she's going to be doing the same thing as you, but now she's going to be trying to get it with the fork. And then maybe you have your little brother, or maybe you have your big brother, Spencer. Maybe Simon will help you. And so big brother, he's going to do the same thing and try to get food in that same period of time, maybe with a knife. Now again, you can only do one at a time. So even if you happen to be spoon person, spoon bird, you can't scoop them all up at once. You can only do one at a time, okay? And your other hand is on your stomach, okay? Your cup. Okay, so that's for the soft food. And that's all great. And so from that, you can probably see maybe some birds are better equipped to get more food. With that, different bill types might lead to getting more food. And getting more food probably leads to better survival. And better survival leads to more reproduction. And more reproduction leads to more offspring carrying on your traits. So that's all kind of interesting, isn't it? But sometimes things change. And sometimes the environment changes. Like, you know, maybe we have day after day after day that's really hot and sunny like this, and that might lead to a drought. Now, if there's a drought, a lot of the food becomes hard casings, like hard, dry food. Seeds might have a very hard casing on them. So now we're going to get the hard foods, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to have our 10 seconds. We're going to use our same tools, and we're going to see how many foods we can get with our hard food. Okay, so we're going to start, and however it works, we're going to try to get our food in our 10 seconds. Got one. That's it? Oh dear. Got one. Anyways, so you're going to keep track, again, with the hard food, and you're going to do it with the spoon, the knife, the fork, the toothpick, and you're going to do 3 trials of each one, and you're going to, of course, get your average, so you might want a calculator. That's always good. You're welcome to do that. And we're going to share our data both on a spreadsheet and just put it in your data table, and there's some questions to answer. Should be really cool. Anyways, hope it works. It should be pretty fun. Try to get someone to help you, but you can do it on your own, and that's really interesting as well. Just takes a little bit of extra time, which is always cool because you've got more thinking time too. So, all right. I can't wait to see what you find out. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.